The sparkle of the river was behind them now, replaced by something softer, something open. Rolling green hills stretched across the horizon, dotted with white fences, swaying grass, and the occasional flick of a tail under the sun. The cat crew had arrived in Bluegrass country, Orange Kitty sniffing excitedly.
It smells like hay, sunshine, and snacks I'm not supposed to eat.
Bugsy murmuring.
Smells like nap weather.
They padded through the gates of a peaceful horse farm, the air full of the gentle rhythm of hooves on gravel and the sweet scent of clover drifting on the breeze. A chestnut mare let out a soft, breathy neigh as the cats entered. Farmhand, cheerful, welcoming.
Well, hey there, little travelins. You're just in time for morning greetings. Horses, chickens, and the finest barn cats this side of the state line.
The barn cats were already lounging on fence posts, tucked in sunbeams, and curled into the corners of saddle blankets. Clover, Dusty, and Maple watchful, relaxed, completely at home among the hooves and hay. Farmhand.
They were raised with these gentle giants. They know how to speak horse and how to nap with purpose. It's all about gentle steps. Cats and horses learn each other through slow introductions, shared spaces, and time. Lowered heads mean hello. Stamping hooves mean maybe not right now. Sometimes presence is enough. That's what these animals teach us. How to be steady, how to feel safe together.
Mickey stepped forward, his tail upright, but his step slow. A towering chestnut mare, Ginger, lowered her head, her nose twitching gently toward him. Mickey, in awe.
She smells like oats and power.
Mickey stood perfectly still as she sniffed his ears. Then, as if in silent agreement, they both blinked and nodded. Maisie, ever the observer, found her way to the fence line, where a gray tabby with a white heart on her chest sat watching the field. Maisie, softly.
You're Clover, aren't you?
Clover blinked once, then scooted over in the sunbeam to make room. Maisie settled beside her, front paws crossed, their heads tilted the same way as they watched the horses in companionable silence. Maisie, smiling.
She's quiet like me, but I can tell she runs this place.
Orange Kitty, of course, had already turned the paddock into a racetrack. He bolted across fence rails, zipped behind hay bales, and darted under a horse's tail before skidding to a stop in a puff of straw. Orange Kitty, dramatic.
Fastest paws in Kentucky. Someone get me a tiny trophy.
Bugsy, meanwhile, had wandered into the side coop where he met someone entirely unexpected. Bugsy, curious.
Are you a tiny dinosaur?
Henrietta, a very round, very opinionated chicken, fluffed her feathers and gave Bugsy a long stare. Bugsy, flopping into straw.
She's got personality. I respect that.
The farmhand gathered the crew near the stalls and crouched beside them. Farmhand, teaching tone. They watched Clover perch nearby as a horse was groomed, not moving, just being. Farmhand. As the sun began to dip behind the hills, the cat crew gathered in the barn, each in their own perfect place. Mickey sat near Ginger, regal and still. Maisie curled beside Clover, their tails overlapping. Orange Kitty lay sprawled on a saddle blanket, hat askew. And Bugsy? He was napping peacefully beneath Henrietta's perch. Mickey, softly.
They're big, but gentle.
Maisie.
And the barn cats are small but strong.
Orange Kitty, half asleep.
Do I get a horse license now?
Bugsy, drowsy.
Henrietta says yes.
Mom unrolled the map by the barn door and smiled. Mom.
After farm days, it's time for bluegrass music and a downtown made for dancing paws.
The breeze rustled the hay. and the sun stretched one last golden stripe across the barn floor. Cats and horses together in perfect rhythm. A harmony of hoofbeats and heartbeats. Tucked between two antique shops in a little Kentucky town, the cat crew found a different kind of masterpiece. The moment they stepped through the door, they could feel it. Creaky wood floors, earth-toned walls, twinkle lights casting gentle shadows on art that purred. Orange Kitty sniffing deeply.
Paint, old books, and lavender. Is this what fancy smells like?
Maisie softly.
It smells like stories.
An old radio hummed in the background, strumming slow bluegrass that melted into the air like brushstrokes. Above the front desk, a hand-carved sign read, "The Perspectives Gallery, where every cat has a muse." The walls told tales in paint and thread-tabby ballerinas, calico explorers, tuxedo poets perched on imaginary ledges. In the center of the room, driftwood sculptures with stitched button eyes curled, leapt, and stretched with lifelike stillness. Mickey, awed.
Look at that top hat. Finally, a cat with my level of composure.
He stood in front of a portrait titled Sir Paulington. Beside him, a fluffy black gallery cat blinked once stern, silent, and entirely approving. Maisie wandered to the far wall, where a single brushstroke looped like a curled tail in ink. Maisie, whispering,
Art speaks in stillness.
She mirrored the shape with her body, tail curled to match the line. A nearby calico named Petunia sat beside her, mirroring just as silently. Orange Kitty, calling out,
Guys, this painting? It's called Zoom Eyes. I have been immortalized.
He pranced in front of a wild swirl of color and tail, then jumped toward a sculpture of a cat climbing a windowsill. Gallery volunteer, gentle chuckle.
Easy there, little tornado. That's not part of the interactive exhibit.
Meanwhile, Bugsy had flopped in the corner near a felt mobile of dangling mice. He stared upward like he was solving the meaning of whiskers. Bugsy, quietly.
Art is confusing, and also nap-inducing.
A senior tabby gallery cat settled beside him. Together, they stared in silence, tails twitching in thoughtful rhythm. Gallery, volunteer, soft-spoken.
Every piece here was inspired by a real cat. Farm cats, wanderers, rescues. Each one left a paw print and a story behind.
She handed them a tiny notebook with painted paws on the cover. Gallery volunteer.
We call it the Perspectives Guest Book. Visitors are welcome to leave their mark.
Mickey dipped his paw in soft purple ink and pressed it carefully onto the page. Mickey.
There, with dignity.
Maisie swirled a soft heart shape beside hers. Maisie.
Grace in ink.
Orange Kitty, scribbling.
Needs more lasers. Still great.
And Bugsy, well, Bugsy, chewing thoughtfully.
Tastes like paper. I approve.
His soggy bite mark was accepted as an artistic signature. Eventually, the gallery lights dimmed. The radio played slower now, humming low like a lullaby. Under a row of stained glass windows, shaped like cats, light spilled in soft colors across the floor. The cat crew curled up beneath the glow. Gallery cats nestled beside them, tails twining, paws tucked, all drifting into quiet. Mom pulled out the travel journal and scribbled between soft paw prints. Mom, writing aloud, "Today we found cats frozen in time, painted, stitched, and sculpted into stories. And in each piece, we saw a little of ourselves." Dad circled something on the map, a note for tomorrow. Dad,
Bluegrass, biscuits, and paws that follow the beat.
the gallery faded into hush, like paint settling on a canvas. And in the stillness, art and heart became one. The road wound through golden trees and pine-covered hills until it opened into a quiet clearing. And there it sat, their Smoky Mountain haven, a cozy log cabin tucked at the edge of the woods, where pine needles blanketed the ground and smoke curled like ribbon from the chimney. The windows glowed amber, the door creaked open, and the scent of cedarwood, fresh pine, and warm apple cinnamon invited the cat crew inside. Orange Kitty, excited whisper.
Well, I think this cabin might be made of dreams.
Inside, the fireplace crackled gently, its flames casting flickers across handmade quilts and stone walls. A basket of toys waited on a braided rug, and the window seat, framed by thick curtains, practically meowed, "Come nap." Maisie, sighing contentedly,
Permission to melt granted.
she leapt onto a gently rocking wooden chair, padded in a faded floral quilt. With slow, graceful paws, she kneaded it once, twice, and curled into a crescent of calm. The creak of the chair, the hum of her purr, it was a lullaby only mountains knew. Orange Kitty, meanwhile, was already racing from window to window, chasing leaf shadows like ghosts from another world. Orange Kitty, from across the room,
That one looked like a raccoon. Wait, squirrel incoming.
he climbed a narrow ledge that led to the loft's lookout window and peeked out like a cat-shaped weather vane. Orange Kitty, whispering,
Sir Acorn, we meet again.
Bugsy. Well, he had found the Holy Grail, a thick fleece throw by the fireplace. Bugsy, from under layers,
Snacks fire, I live here now.
only his ears and tail stuck out from the pile. Mickey, chuckling,
We lost him to the warmth. Send snacks if you want him back.
as the last rays of sunlight stretched across the cabin floor. Mom set out small bowls of warm chicken broth beside each cat. Each bowl was handmade, hand-painted with tiny paw prints along the rim. Dad turned on a soft playlist, gentle acoustic guitar, laced with the sounds of wind through leaves and a faraway creek. Outside, the woods hushed. Somewhere in the distance, an owl called once, then twice, and a single doe stepped quietly past the porch as twilight wrapped the trees. Mickey, smiling, voice low,
We've walked cities, climbed barns, and posed for art, but this is peace.
Maisie murmured, eyes half closed.
The world whispers here.
Orange Kitty, still pressed to the glass.
We're gonna see stars tonight, I just know it.
Bugsy, muffled from the blanket.
Z's snack Z's mountain.
The cabin lights dimmed to a golden hush. Lanterns glowed. Firelight danced. And the cat crew curled, close tails tucked, chins rested, paws warmed by wood and wool. Mom reached for the travel journal and, by firelight, scribbled into the day's memory. Mom, softly,
Today, we paused. The journey is loud, but the mountains whispered welcome. We listened and exhaled.
on the table beside her, a folded brochure sat half open, catching the glow of the fire. Its cover read, Tomorrow, Trails, Tales, and Paw Prints in the Mist. And in that quiet place between breath and bedtime, the cat crew drifted off, blanketed by stars and by something even softer. The trail behind the cabin curved like a story waiting to unfold. Lanterns lit the path, casting golden puddles of light that flickered with every breeze. And at the end of the trail, a wide wooden porch, wrapped in ivy and alive with memory. String lights glowed above. Fireflies blinked in between. And tucked among rocking chairs and porch swings, a gathering had begun of cats older than time, and stories older still. Earl Whiskerwood, gravelly, gentle drawl.
Y'all ready for some real stories?
Earl Whiskerwood, his long ginger fur tousled beneath a frayed bandana, plucked a slow tune on a banjo, no bigger than a pie tin. His purr rumbled like distant thunder wrapped in velvet. One by one, the porch came to life. Tabby Elder, steady voice.
Claudia the cliff-top climber once carried her whole litter down a foggy ledge, using only pine cones and grit.
Another cat, her coat faded like old parchment, spoke of Sir Mittens of Moonrise, the alley cat who lulled a grumpy bear to sleep with lullabies until the bear smiled. Young kitten, nervous but excited.
And there was a trout who granted naps instead of wishes. And one day he turned into a waterfall made of dreams.
Mickey sat tall and still, eyes wide, breath quiet. Mickey, whispering.
I would have followed them anywhere.
After each tale, he pressed his paw to the floor, as if anchoring the words in place. Maisie leaned against him, her eyes misty after a tender tale about a mother cat who carried a single flower every day until spring returned to her kitten's heart. Maisie, softly.
That one will stay with me.
Bugsy munched on a biscuit from a calico grandma beside him, nodding like a sleepy critic. Bugsy.
That one had a fish sandwich in it. My kind of story.
And Orange Kitty, curled in a hammock woven of twine and thyme. He drifted off halfway through the 9 Lives waltz, his gentle snores keeping rhythm with the strings. The music changed hands, paw to paw banjos, dulcimers, even a washboard rhythm tapped by a tom wearing a thimble on his toe. A song rose slowly, swaying like tall grass. Elder cats singing gently.
Through forest paths and chimney stacks, our whiskers found the winds and tracks. We travel far, we dream in packs, but always find our way back.
The fireflies blinked brighter with each verse, as if lighting the memories being passed along. The air held the scent of wood smoke and sweetgrass, the kind of scent that clings to stories. Between tales, Earl Whiskerwood turned to Mickey with a smile hidden in his eyes. Earl Whiskerwood.
You got the look of a cat with stories still unwritten. Keep that journal close, son.
Mickey nodded and opened his notebook. He scribbled without looking up. Mickey, writing softly.
Tonight, I listened to ghosts made of love and bravery.
Just then, a paw stepped lightly onto the porch. Petunia, the calico from the gallery, wore a satchel with tiny stamped patches stitched to its flap. Petunia, sitting beside Maisie.
I never miss a story night.
Maisie, smiling through her misty eyes.
Neither will I.
The stars multiplied above the porch, spreading like ink in deep water. The songs softened into lullabies. The tales curled, and the cat crew gathered beneath a quilt, stitched from time and paw prints. Steam rose gently from acorn-shaped bowls filled with warm cocoa broth. The crew, swaddled in quilts and mountain stories, sank deeper into dreams. Mickey, reflective.
I thought stories were just for fun, but they're the heartbeats of the past.
Maisie.
And the pillows of tomorrow.
Bugsy murmured.
Z's, heartbeats and biscuits.
Orange Kitty, blinking awake.
Did I miss dessert?
A postcard peeked out from the travel journal. The corner curled like an open invitation. Next stop, a city of rhythm and resilience. New Orleans awaits. And above them, the fireflies blinked like forgotten dreams, remembered once more beneath the stars of the Smokies. The stars had come out quietly, like the kind of friends who never knock, just arrive, filling the sky in gentle flickers and silver sighs. The cat crew lay in a quiet clearing beyond the cabin porch. The tall trees stood like watchful giants, their branches swaying with the hush of nighttime breeze. The sky above was velvet blue, stretched wide and soft, painted with more stars than could ever be counted. And all around them, the glow of nature rose. Tiny fireflies blinked from the grass, from under fern fronds, and between paw prints. Some hovered lazily over their whiskers. Others danced above their ears, like lanterns just learning to fly. Maisie, softly, eyes half closed.
They look like wishes, ones that don't need words to come true.
She traced a line across the sky with one paw, drawing invisible constellations between firefly flickers. Mickey lay flat, paws tucked under his chin. He wasn't blinking much, just watching. Mickey, quietly.
We've seen cities, stories, stars, but this feels like the end of a chapter.
Orange Kitty twirled gently through the grass, leaping with softness in his step. A firefly landed on his nose. Orange Kitty, giggling.
I caught light. It's on me. Look.
He went cross-eyed for a second, then beamed and plopped down beside Mickey like a happy comet. Bugsy had already surrendered to the stillness, snoring softly atop a rolled picnic towel. One paw twitched now and then, dreaming of cheese, or clouds, or maybe both. The fireflies glowed a little closer. The cats shuffled nearer, one paw at a time, until they curled together in a fuzzy, cozy crescent. Tails touching, chins tucked. Only the trees moved now, and the hush of crickets humming somewhere nearby. Maisie whispering,
I wish we could bottle this and bring it with us.
Mickey, soft smile.
Maybe we did. In our hearts. In the quiet between steps.
Orange Kitty, yawning.
In my fur too. Pretty sure I rolled in magic.
Bugsy, muffled in sleep.
Firefly jam him.
The stars blinked above them. The fireflies blinked beside them, all of it breathing together. A slow, quiet rhythm, like dreamlight, wrapped in pause. From the porch, the travel journal sat open on a log, catching the breeze. The ink dried gently, as if it, too, had exhaled. Some places speak softly, but leave the loudest imprint. The Smokies gave us peace, and we carry its light with us. A breeze lifted the next page, drawn by paw and doodled with love. A trumpet, a swirling, feathered mask, a paw print wrapped in music notes. Next stop, New Orleans, where every step has rhythm, and every paw print becomes part of the music.